Hey folks, this is Vince with Dad's Gaming Addiction, and today we're going to quickly review New World. This is a game that you can currently find on Steam for about $40. There is a deluxe edition for roughly $50. So, a couple of people have noticed that I've been playing this game a lot lately, and wanted to know what I thought of it. And to be honest with you, I'm still not sure. I'm 50 hours in, and that's very rare for me. I don't typically play a game for that long in such a short span of time. I just got it last week. But I've been putting other games aside, focusing on this one because I'm kind of addicted to it. So New World is an MMO RPG. Its primary focus was originally PvP, but they have since added PvE elements to it. The current level cap is 60, and there is a lot to cover here. And I just want to quickly just put it out there. I'm only 50 hours in. I am not level 60. I have not run a dungeon yet, and there's some other things that I have not done. So this is going to be more of a partial review based on what I've played so far. A true review is going to take... I'd have to play for 100 hours plus and get to level 60 and experience endgame to really capture everything. But I do want to give you my impressions of it right now, what I think, and whether or not you should buy it. So, New World. Let's go over the things that I don't like about it. First of all, no NPC vendors. That's right. So if you come across a bunch of junk that you don't want, you have two options. You either disassemble it, and you get a small amount of money and some repair parts. Those repair parts are used to repair the durability of your gear. Okay? So you'll be either doing that to gear that you don't want, or you sell it on the auction house. Yeah, everything in this game, the entire economy, is auction house driven. That's both a blessing and a curse in my opinion. Some people may like it, but right now the economy is just, it's all kind of screwed up in my opinion. People are farming certain things and needing other things, and just, I feel like I'm not making enough money. I'm currently level 29, I believe, and I'm finding it very difficult to make money in this game. And that's due in part to taxes and other things, which I'll get into. But long story short, my primary focus here was no NPC vendors to sell junk to. It's all auction house or disassemble. That's it. All right. The next thing I want to talk about, there's a tax on almost everything in this game. Tax on crafting, tax on housing. Yeah, you can get a house in this game that will increase your storage, and you can make it look nice and all that jazz. However, you have to pay taxes every week on a house that you own. I don't own a house yet. I think the average tax is like 500 for like a small house a week. 500 gold a week to have a house. Now, if you don't pay your taxes, from what I'm told, you don't lose the house, but you lose its bonuses and perks. Okay, so that's nice. If you go away for long periods, your house doesn't get demolished. Okay, that's cool. But still, like, there's a tax on housing. My current issue is I am one of those people that like to max every profession in the game, and there's a lot of them. So every time I craft something, I'm taxed on that. So I can't make money because of what I like to do. I like to level professions. And there are a lot in this game. There's weaponsmithing, armoring, engineering, jewel crafting, arcana, which is like potion crafting, cooking, furnishing, and then there's like refining, smelting, woodworking, leatherworking, weaving, stone cutting, basic gathering stuff. You don't have to, you're not taxed on gathering. You just pick it up in the environment. You chop down trees. There's logging, mining, fishing, harvesting, tracking, and skinning. But 6/8 of the stuff in this game you're taxed on in terms of, crafting and refining. And that costs money. So all of the money I'm earning from quest rewards and all that, I'm throwing back into the town and making other guilds richer. Yes, that's one thing I want to quickly touch on. This is more of a positive, but there are three factions in this game: yellow, green, and purple. And the map is broken up into regions. So whenever a particular color attacks another, like the factions control regions in this game, and a particular guild will control that region. So If they attack someone else, then let's say green attacks a purple region, there's a possibility that if green is successful, then green will take over what was once purple's region. And having regions is good because that will provide anyone in that particular colored guild, or faction, I should say, a bonus to various things. So you want your particular faction to do well and own a lot of territory so that you can get factions or you can get faction bonuses no matter where you are. So you've constantly got these three colors, green, purple, and yellow, declaring war on each other, trying to vie for control. I like that, but it's very PvP heavy, and I don't really care for PvP personally. But anyway, so getting back to stuff I didn't like. There's no mounts in this game. You're running everywhere. This is Running Simulator 2021. Yes, there is fast travel. However, when you fast travel, you're using a precious resource called Azoth. And you're capped at 1,000, and that's a lot of people's complaints, is that you only get a max 1,000 Azoth. So you earn this currency Azoth passively over time by doing stuff. However, you're typically either starved for it or you're capped, and there's no in between. So there's that. I mean, you can fast travel, but you have to fast travel within towns or at a fast travel point. But that costs Azoth to do, and that's based on your carry load at the moment. So if you're carrying a bunch of stuff from one town to another, it's going to cost a lot of Azoth, and you may have to. Getting back to the whole town thing, particular guilds can control territory, and they can upgrade towns. So the crafting stations at each town can be upgraded up to 5 tiers. So let's say that you're trying to make a tier 5 potion at the alchemy station. Well, you can only make a tier 5 potion if that alchemy station is upgraded to tier 5. And that's dependent on whether or not the guild in control of that town has actually leveled it up. So you may have to bring your materials to different towns to work on different stations depending on what you need. If you have a bunch of tier 4 stuff you need made, and this workstation in your primary town that you usually visit is tier 2, you have to take your stuff somewhere else. That can be annoying if you have limited Azoth to truck everything around, okay? So yeah, there's no mounts, there's fast travel system, that's kind of okay. No swimming in this game. Yeah, your character just walks. Like, if you ever seen Star Trek Insurrection, where Data is just walking on the bottom of the ocean floor, that's what this game reminds me of. There's no swimming, it's just walking. If your character runs out of breath when you're underwater, you're instantly dead. There's no reducing in health or anything like that. You're just bam dead. There's some other things I want to touch on too, like quests, for example, can be a little repetitive. Typically, it's go kill this or go loot these chests. And there's no variety. Yeah, there are one-off quests that grant you resources and specific storyline bonuses. However, repeatable quests in this game are just that. They're the same things. Factions, getting back to factions again. You can go to your faction board, whether you're green, purple, or yellow, and take these repeatable quests, both PvE and PvP repeatable quests, and they are typically the same things over and over again. I've gone to the same location a dozen times and killed the same grizzly bear at Bear Claw Pass. I've gone to the same place, these shattered obelisk, and I've killed how many skeletons there and searched so many chests for whetstone. I've done that 6,000 times at this point. Not really, but still, like, it's the same repeatable quests over and over again at this faction board. By the way, faction board, you earn reputation and you earn these special gems that you can then spend at the faction store, which is cool. Okay, but long story short, quests can be a little repetitive. You're going to be doing them over and over, same things over and over again, unless you're doing the one-off quests that are store-related. Little in-game content at this point, based on what I've heard anyway. A lot of people at level 60 are trying to struggle to find something to do. There are dungeons, but yeah, it's just, I feel like the developers haven't really thought that far ahead yet. It's still relatively new at this point. I miss the whole World of Warcraft badge system, where you could grind out both PvE and PvP stuff for badges, turn those badges in and get gear for either PvE or PvP. I like that in WoW, and I wish something like that were here, but it's not. Well, maybe it is, but I haven't really gotten there. There's a little bit of lag every now and again, especially on weekends and weekday nights. But typically, the queue times are gone. I've not experienced a queue at all in the 50 hours that I've played. But there is lag on occasion on the heavy times, and that can affect combat. Combat in this game is not just click and wait for your opponent or your character to go through animations. Left click is attack. Hold in left click for strong attack. Right click blocks. So you're actively swinging your sword via button clicks. Okay, so it's not a passive combat system. It's an active combat system. The way combat works is you've got two different weapons that you can equip at any one time. And you can have 3 skills for each one. There are talent trees for each weapon in this game. So as you switch weapons, you level them up. So if you're using your rifle constantly, your musket, you're going to level it up and unlock more skills for it via your talent tree. So when you switch to a different weapon, though, you have to level that up. So you're going to be sitting there going through various weapons, trying to figure out which ones you like, and leveling up all of them. It's really cool. You've got swords, muskets, axes, bow and arrow. There's even magic stuff in this game. There's even a life staff that's like a healer thing. I have not done that yet, but it looks interesting. There are attributes in this game that you put points into as you level up, and each attribute is attuned for a different weapon type. So focus is more life staff, and strength is more sword and board, and stuff like that. Dexterity is bow and arrow. You get the idea. So depending on how you spec your character, you may want to do certain weapons, but you have the freedom to choose the weapons you like. There are no classes in this game, so you just sort of jump between different weapons, find what you like to do, and if you want to, just become a master of all at some point. Just grind out every weapon, level all of them up. The only thing that's going to limit you is your attribute choices. If you've got your life staff maxed out, but all of your attribute points are in strength and dexterity or constitution, and little in focus, then your life staff isn't going to do a whole lot of healing because your intelligence is low. But still, you could do it if you wanted to. I like that. Stuff spawns a bit quickly in this game, sometimes too quickly. When you're trying to get through a relatively tough area and it takes you a while to kill something, when you move past something you've killed to attack something else, within 15 seconds that thing has respawned and is now attacking your back. That can be annoying in very tough areas where you're trying to progress through it. Along those same lines, there's some weird pathing in this game. In World of Warcraft, you started off in a level 1 area, right? And the entire area was all low level and it was appropriate. The quests that you got were for that area. This game is a bit weird, okay? It'll send me off on a level 10 quest, say, go all the way over here. But in order to get there, I have to travel through level 25 territory, and I can get one-shotted or two-shotted by really tough enemies. I'm like, why is it pathing me through this crazy strong area to get to this level? It's weird. The starter town you'd think would be surrounded by level 1 or level 5 enemies, whatever. There is a small town outside of Everfall that's level 15, level 20 enemies. I'm like, newbies are going to get destroyed if they wander into this area. So the zoning makes no sense to me. It's just weird. And wow, there was progression. There was Elwyn Forest. Then you move on to Westfall. Or if you're in Darnassus, you move on to the equivalent next door. But in this game, it's it's all over the place. So I think zoning needs to be fixed for new people. Otherwise, you're going to get ganked. It's really crazy. Some of the stuff I did like, corruption portals will appear every now and again, and you have to close them as a group or solo them if you're high enough level. They're just nasty things that pop up, and as a group, you take them down. And you get some rewards for it. The sounds in this game, they're fantastic. When you mine something, there's a definitive echo, which is just, it resonates, and it's just really satisfying. Musket shots in this game are very satisfying. The faction system is cool. I like it. I like the idea that, if your faction is large enough to take over a town, you can reap some serious benefits. There's a progression there in terms of economy. But still, if you're a low-level player, you're not going to notice these much, except for the fact that, I'm paying a lot of taxes or whatever. Guilds can actually set tax rates for the towns that they're controlling. So, this town might have a high property tax rate. This one might have a high crafting tax rate, whatever. So I like that idea, but I think it needs to be refined a bit more. I like that there's a town board that you can visit and upgrade the town. In order to upgrade the town, again, guilds need to ask the community for help in completing various quests, and like go hunt down 15 rabbits or go craft 5 potions, bring it back, whatever. These are just random things on the town board. So they're repeatable quests that you can do. You earn faction reputation, and by leveling up your faction reputation in a territory, the territory bonuses start to add up. You can choose like one of 3 every time you level it up. That might go from lower crafting fee percentage tax, more storage space. In every town, you can store 1,000 pounds or whatever it is, but you level that up. You can reduce, or you can gain more bonus reputation over time. There's a skill for that. So by staying in one region or territory and consistently doing stuff for it, you gain these territory bonuses that make it better to stay there, if that makes any sense. I didn't mean for this video to go on this long, to be honest with you. I just wanted to give you a quick overview of what you're getting into. Long story short, I'm addicted, clearly, but I think this game still has a ways to go before I would consider it a World of Warcraft killer or something that could topple a top MMO in today's standing. I mean, Final Fantasy XIV, never played it, but it's very popular. World of Warcraft, played it for 6-7 years. I haven't played it in several years, but I played it heavily back in Burning Crusade, Wrath of the Lich King. Really enjoyed it then. This game is addicting. There's some cool things about it. But still, like, no NPC vendors. That bothers me. Tax on everything. If I want to level up my professions, I just have to accept the fact that I'm going to be poor until I can get to a higher level, or just hold off on doing any professions until I'm a higher level and can earn gold from other sources. No mounts running everywhere. That's a pain. No swimming. Really? No swimming? Quests being a bit repetitive. You're going to the same location, killing the same things over and over again. Little endgame content, lag a bit when it's really heavily populated. Stuff spawning too quickly when you're trying to progress. Weird quest pathing and zoning. All of those things just, they bother me. That being said, I'm enjoying my experience with it. I typically log in for several hours a day at this point. I've been doing it for about a week. I am level 29. Again, that's 50 hours in, level 29, halfway to my 60 cap. So you're going to get several hundred hours out of this game easily, in my opinion. So do I think it's worth $40? Yes, I do. It's not perfect. It's got problems, and it has bugs. I've encountered several bugs where my character would be stuck in some kind of attack animation and could never attack again. I'd actually leave the game, quit the program, and then reload in, and it fixed. So there are some like UI issues, some quests bug out. Not a perfect game by any means, but I am enjoying it thus far. I hope that this continues to grow and to be successful. But is it a WoW killer? No. Is it a good MMO? Yeah, it's better than average in my opinion. So yeah, I do recommend it. At the very least, check it out. If you guys haven't already subscribed to me on Twitch and YouTube, that way you can stay up to date with any new content I'm going to publish. This is Vince. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.